Hello, I'm Cody, and welcome to session 34 of my Pillars of Eternity turn-based Triple Crown attempt. Last time we fought Raedric, again, and then we got into a scuffle with a man named Cymok in Twin Elms. This time I have no idea what we're going to do, because I haven't played in about 5 days and don't remember what I was doing other than exploring Twin Elms. Alright. I suppose I just need to head into the other districts here, or have I done that already?
Certainly.
Also need to head to the Northfield at some point, which I have not done. Alright, maybe I go ahead and head into Terra Evron, or the Blood Sands. Ooh, cutscene.
You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara ex Incios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer.
You honor me, Grand Inquisitor.
It is not for honor that I summoned you today, but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by the Kratom witch. The tide is against us now. We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court.
And how would we reach her?
Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different. The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution.
Okay, but how would we get Iavara to move to Oceanus?
You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Well, that meant absolutely nothing to me. Two identical women seem to fade into view as they move away from the great trees that camouflage them. Their skin is tree bark, ridged and scaly, wreathed in a curling tangle of roots, buds, and blooms. Their hair hangs beneath the shade of serrated leaves, like the drooping branches of the elms above, and the pupils of their eyes are encircled by hundreds or even thousands of concentric rings as if to mark the accumulated wisdom of millennia.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the elms.
The other stares at you, unblinking, and as her frown deepens, her face creaks. Do you not feel it, sister? Something familiar. An ancient soul, like the other one. Another defiler, no doubt. Let us fell her and be troubled no more. It would pay the debt of her predecessor.
So it would seem, Rhiannon. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here. Different questions in these eyes.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
I seek a man who came through here. It sounds as though you have already met him. There, my own admission, Sita.
Really, sister? And you wonder why your leaves begin to fall out before midsummer. Clearly that man did not want to be followed. Whatever the relationship here, I suspect it is anything but cordial. The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Theos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious, even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why.
Stopping him might end Widewind's legacy.
So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the Leaden Key.
I told you we should have confronted him, Sheila. He has always been a poison.
It would have been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Theos?
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man. I see it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake, and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end.
Yes, well, I just need to get to Theos.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but Theos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
What's she mean? I thought Merwald said... What? What? That can't be right. Not after everything. There must be someone else we can ask. I'm sorry. Ma dicio, there must be some way. To be chained to such a past. Her face is pale, her eyes hollow. A bitter and grievous thing, Watcher. So this has all been for nothing, and I'm going to lose my mind.
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away?
I had to believe in something.
You would rather believe in a comforting falsity than accept a hard truth. A common trait among your kind. Endearing in some ways, but it is an obstruction. A lie within a lie. It is only when you face that truth, abandon hope of salvation, and digest its uncompromising absoluteness, that a soul's true nature is laid bare. However, as much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Shiva?
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
Perhaps you underestimate me.
Or perhaps you underestimate your foe, old one. Where your soul is renewed in its ignorance in each span of your life, his only grows in cunning and resolve.
The man Theos you must already know by now. You are linked by a common past. Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain. But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end.
My past comes to me in pieces. How do I unlock the rest?
You might wait for it to come on its own, of course. But when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. Such is the nature of your condition.
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
It
Theos.
is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
Well, that's weird.
Not that he would tell you, of course.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems. We see it often beneath the elms, the soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Theos's path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
You said you knew where he went.
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Engwith once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, Sun and Shadow.
May he stay down there and rot with the remains of his people.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base, and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
Is there another way to get to him?
We know of one. On the burial isle, through the court of the penitents, Braeth Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
Don't be cruel, sister. The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the gods, it can take you where you want to go.
What do you mean by with the help of the gods?
The pit is said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach Sun and Shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage.
What is this court?
No more than a ruin now. It is older than we, a place for the trial of heretics. We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not repent were cast into the pit and imprisoned below. The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people but for their souls, and their sentences were eternal. It is said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit, so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends.
Okay, how would I ever get the gods to help me?
Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
Okay, how do I pray?
Ter Evron is also called the Hall of Stars, and the stars show us the allegiances of the gods. When stars are in conjunction, we know the gods they represent are aligned as well. You should choose a place to pray where you'll be closest to those you want to hear you. If a god stands alone, you should pray to that god. If they band together, you should address them all. Choose your words wisely, for all gods expect proper homage, and none has patience for fools.
Is there no other way?
None.
All right, farewell.
Before you go, tell me this, old one. I'm curious. If you were to subdue your enemy, what would you do with him? What would give you peace?
I wish to undo the harm he's caused.
You would need to have twice as many lifetimes as he to repair his savage work.
But perhaps there are strides you can make.
All the same, think on this matter. Be assured in your course. In the end, it may mean all the difference, not just to his soul, but to yours. And be warned, Some questions have answers that can never be learned, and it is those that trouble the soul above all others. May you find an answer to yours.
Love getting a little green pop-up just for nothing new to report. Shattered and charred stones block the passage into the sun in shadow.
Incredible. A divine contraption that I would dearly love to inspect.
No response at Whale Shrine. That's kind of interesting, as we've already done a quest for Whale and did what they asked. Not sure what all this is about. I'm betting that some benefit for choosing one over the other. Damned if I know what. Ugh. Don't want to read 1,000 books to try and suss it out, though. Because I suspect what they want me to do. So Wodaka and Whale seem to have no interest in you. I wonder why. Young students are often confused by Barath and Rimmergon's seemingly overlapping roles in holding dominion over death. Barath oversees the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Rimmergon oversees cold, destructive act of death itself. This difference is often difficult for novices to appreciate until they've lost a loved one and endured the absence for a time. It is Barath that determines we will be reborn just as certainly as we will die. But Rimmergrand is the executioner's axe. Rimmergrand shows us that all life ends in stillness. Huh. It only show the symbol of Rimmergrand, the bone white auroch skull from carved within the most ancient of Engwithan ruins. It is a symbol of death and doom in every culture. Any child with 4 winters under his breath needs no introduction to that ancient symbol. Rimmergrand embodies not just death, but all manifestations of collapse. Be they famine, plague, or simple bad luck. Rimmergrand is a primal god, silent and inscrutable as death itself. He makes himself known with his passing, not by proclamation. He makes himself known with his passing, not by proclamation. There are innumerable stories of the god's terrifying presence through the lands of Eora. when the beast of winter stirs, bitter winds and beastly howling follow the creature's every move. Wherever the beast plants a hoof, all life withers into dust. The faithful of Vermigand insist that even another god's life can end in stillness. They claim the other gods must flee from the beast of winter's mastery over death, but we know not if this holds true. Though the beast of winter is shrouded in snowy clouds, those who have seen the shaggy white monster claim that the souls of the fallen can be seen clinging, or perhaps frozen, to the beast's fur. The dwarves of the Boreal Self have numerous stories that tell of a similar plot. A brash hero seeks out the beast of winter to rescue the souls trapped in its fur. These tales never end well, for even if the hero saves his beloved soul, the hero dies in the process, for it is not a proper tale of Vermigand unless the hero's life ends in stillness. Andra's... Why is there no Aethys? Like, I know he's dead, but this presumably predates that. You would think there'd be a constellation for it. There's 10 constellations? I wonder if that means anything. Not like... Who's this one to? Vermigand? No. Gallowayne. That was Hylea. She's a godlike who's... as an Avian godlike. I think she's associated with Hylea, right? I don't know if there's a way to conclude that anywhere in here, but I think that's the case. Avian godlikes are naturally difficult to hit with ranged weapons, getting deflection bonus against all, and that doesn't tell me any lore reason for that, okay? Well, I'm gonna go with Hylea, just for lack of wanting to mull it about any longer. Oh. Oh no. No. It desperately wants me to read more of this. Maybe it's this one? I don't want to read a bunch of books. I've seen that before. It can't be relevant. This one's about whale. Wrath. Years of Dawn. Aethys. That's of no use. Andra. Yeah, that one I skimmed through. Lodica, can't talk to her. Midwife's Queen of Birds. Apparently I'm not allowed to read this one, it just instantly scrolls to the top. Let's see. Why is this? No, they're all doing that. Strange. Let's see if we can take it. Yeah, no, it's just instantly scrolls to the top if I try to scroll down. Fantastic. Okay, well, I'll just read what I can of it. My mother lived every note of life's song. Bringing me into this world was her last verse. For this my father scorned me and abandoned me, and for this very same fact my town's midwife and adherent of Hylea raised me as her own. When I came of age, I learned that Hylea visits us on the streams of women in childbirth. And when a woman dies giving birth to her child, her soul is carried away and reborn as an avian attendant of Hylea's court. Through the miracle of the Queen of Birds, my mother has been with me, watching me my whole life. I wear the fetish charms of the cloud singer, the bird I dreamt my mother became. My feathery trinkets look gaudy and unbecoming, but it is a signal fire to women in need that I am trained midwife, blessed by Hylea, in living every note of life's song. The Queen of Birds wills us to shepherd new life into the world, and not, as the other gods so often desire, to end it. A follower of Magran once mocked my faith, saying I worshipped paintbrushes and birds, peddling things beneath the gods. I do not resent the other gods and their brutal necessities that they must oversee, but it is not language, love, the arts, and creativity, that which separates us from simple beasts. Hylea allows us to rise above our savage, feral selves. Oh my, why is this so glitchy? This wasn't happening before. Why is it happening now? What is going on? And it's even happening with books I'd read a little bit before. Do this. That fix it somehow? No. Baffling. Alright, well. Anything here makes sense. Let's see. Reforged? No. Life and death and life? Doubt it. Survival begins with strength from within? No. Live every note of life's song. That sounds Hylian. Struggle. I sing the ocean star. That's got to be Andra. All life ends in stillness from Morgand. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip. I don't know, Skane. What is an answer without a question? Whale. And Wotica would be Wotica, I assume. But yeah, live every note of life's song. Your words seem to ring in the air, your voice rendered melodic and lilting by some unseen art. You shut your eyes to pray. As you wait in darkness, the world around you changes. You feel sunlight, bright and warm on your face. A light breeze carries music to your ears. As vivid as these sensations feel, you somehow know they are not real. You look around and find yourself standing in an open-air temple built on a mountain summit. It's filled with elves, Orland, and assorted other kith. Ringing the entire scene is a fringe of trees, their verdant branches filled with birds of all different colors, shapes, and sizes. Elegina takes it all in, squinting eyes and a wry smile. Am I supposed to feel at home here? Really? Everyone is singularly absorbed in a particular pursuit. An Orland sits with a canvas, a paintbrush in his hand, and jars of green, blue, and yellow pigments at his feet. An elf and an Aumaua standing to the side are locked in conversation, their expressions dancing with delight. Still, others scribble stanzas of poetry or crude sketches on sheets of paper, losing themselves in the delicate minutiae of lines and syllables. You feel the breeze again, and two elves basking in the sunlight shiver. Look at this place. All these people coming together to share their creations. And, Canna frowns, what on earth is that painting supposed to be? The largest group gathers in the middle of the temple. They sing a lush, chaotic harmony composed of several complementary melodies. Others drift towards the singers in ones and twos, as if buffeted by a gust of wind or a phrase of the song. A ripple passes through the trees. You think it's the wind, but the chirping changes to screeching. Hundreds of birds take to the skies, all headed in one direction, away. Sagani raises her bow. Something must be coming. The devotees glance at the trees, just barely distracted from their activities. But the wind picks up, scattering their pages of poetry and art and ripping the songs from their lips. They look skyward and you follow their gaze. A dark shape blots out the sun. You can't tell what it is, but as it unfolds and expands, it seems to fill the sky. The wind roars over the summit. Seldom a good sign. Before you can flee, a shadow falls over the temple. It begins as a stain in the corner and spreads, blotting out the flagstones. It reaches the nearest kith, a black-furred Orlin. The darkness swallows her, leaving only a puff of smoke in her place. The two elves that you saw earlier, a man and a woman, flee. You get a brief image of them huddled in the shadow of a mountain. They seem to see you too, and they reach out, calling silently after you. The others, however, seem frozen. As the shadow advances, they likewise vanish, one by one. The driving gale scatters their ashes and the charred remains of their creations. The grieving mother holds her head. Songs of joy turn to screams of agony. What purpose, what lesson could possibly lie behind such destruction? As you look up again at the source of the shadow, but the eclipsed sun forms a blinding corona around the thing. You can't make out any details. You can, however, feel heat. Restore my temple. You look down and find yourself standing next to Hylea's shrine in Terra Vron. Your pulse still races, and your skin is damp with sweat from your strange encounter. Yuki? How do I restore her temple? Am I supposed to do it to more than one? I thought I was only supposed to pray to one, but since nothing seems to have meaningfully happened... Here's a mountaintop temple. Oh, not this place. Mountaintop temple. Alright. I'll have to find that. Maybe the dryads out here will help me, or whatever this game calls dryads again. The Lemgans or something? Pugras? I'm not sure. Which is which? How do you fare? I have questions.
What do you wish to know?
I need to know about praying for the support of the gods.
We will tell you what we can. Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
Okay, and you don't appear to allow me to ask what I want to ask. Well, let's see what's up here. A dwarven man stands motionless near the roaring fire that lights the cavern. Your sacrifice feeds the land, supplicants. Come forth. A gust of smoke curls around him, licking the charred flesh that bulges on his forearms. They suddenly flex. Estromor! The dwarf holds, his fists in a tight grip. Your kin doesn't come here to share with the tribes. What do you want? Tell me about Ethik Knoll. That's who we are. The dwarf picks on his scarred forearm. His guttural sigh mingles with the crackling wood and bones behind him. As I said, Estromoran rarely visit our halls. Our order has thrived for generations. Before we came to Twin Elms, our rights fed the lands of the eastern mountains. Now we share blood for Erglonvath. Garost opens his palms. Strikes of red skin run through them like flames. To everything that must end, our sacrifices bring a new beginning. He looks up. We sustain what's to come. What about the sacrifices? Garost spreads his stocky legs apart and locks his forearms. Everything must die to return anew, Estromor. Through the sacrificial rites, we offer supplicants the honor of giving their most precious gift back to the brethren, back to the land. The dwarf lifts his fist, thick and mottled by red scars. The blood gives us strength. Even the grandfathers have come to depend on the blood paint. They brim with power before battle, all thanks to the sacrifices of their kin. What is this place? The grandfathers call this place the Blood Sands. We call it home. The Ethic Knoll have tended the land from within this cave since before the arrival of the tribes to Twin Elms. Euros crosses his arms. Be warned, Estremor. We bleed life to nurture it. Our sacrifices might strike you as savage, but the health of these lands depends on them, and it's unseemly for guests to insult their hosts. Remember, Estremor, you're a guest in these halls. Respect our ways, and we'll tolerate your presence among us.
My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
Let's see what lies this way.
Keeping an eye out.
Slow and silent.
Estremor.
The elderly dwarf blinks at you, not quite looking at you. Her eyes are pale and clouded with cataracts. Welcome to the Blood Sands. It is rare that an Estremor sets foot in these caverns. Her sightless eyes fix on you as she tilts her head. What brings you here, I wonder? Tell me about the Blood Sands from your perspective. This is the raw, bloody heart of Aer Glenfath, where some come to give their essence back to their people. Her dry lips bend into a sardonic grin, where others seek a noble escape from their trials. The legacy of the Builders to the tribes was not merely Adra in stone, but a sense of community. And it is here the Glenfathans come to sacrifice what is most precious, even their own lives, to preserve it. Something more. Yeah, sure, what do you do here? I sell and maintain certain goods for the preservation of our order, and I perform some of our ritual sacrifices. And how do these sacrifices work? Like any worthwhile ritual, it's too complex to explain in detail. It involves clotting the supplicant's essence, binding it to their life's blood, then drawing it into a container or vessel. Okay, what have you got for sale? Just potions? I'm not 100% sure whether I can't scroll down or if it's just doing the weird glitch thing like it's doing here. Might just not be anything further down, though. There's accuracy and damage and endurance for 3 turns. That's not half bad. Bit on the expensive side. I'm not going to bother buying it, but interesting. Notice this trove of potions there. Might as well give those to someone. Just random earth blights wandering around.
Now here's something.
Is anyone going to be bothered that I just opened this secret chamber
If secrets whisper
and
here,
am obviously going to loot it?
It's done. It's done.
+2 lore, +1 to 3 different stats. Attack speed, endurance, attack speed, move speed. I don't think she really needs the accuracy. I guess let's toss it down on her. And what are these gloves? Only usable by monk, gain 2% raw damage per wound. Yeah, okay, I can go in the container, likely never to be seen again. And this, yeah, I'm never gonna find anyone who wants to wear that. Nobody seems bothered that I robbed that to any substantial amount.
As your blood flows, so shall your essence. Your life's energy shall feed the soil, and your soul's energy shall enrich the community. This is by your own choosing, supplicant?
Yes. The elf's voice is high but even. The dwarf grips a hatchet with both hands and raises it over his head. He throws his shoulders forward and swings the weapon into the elf's chest, connecting with a meaty thump. Blood gushes around the blade, and the sacrifice's screams rend the air. Oryx's shadow. She looks over her shoulder at Canna. I hope you weren't watching. Despite his earlier agreement, the elf thrashes atop the stone table, his torso arching while his arms and legs remain tied in place. Meanwhile, the dwarf spreads his arms wide and allows blood to splatter his robes. When the elf is finally silent and still, the dwarf pulls his hatchet from the body and wipes it on his hem. Canna makes a disgusted noise and turns away. I think I preferred these rites when they were only words upon a page. Why did I look? It's not as if I didn't expect it. Yeah. That is quite pointlessly awful. The dwarf wears crimson robes that are stained and streaked with dark patches. His face is smooth but lacking youthful elasticity. It's as if the lines and wrinkles have been formed and erased many times over. He watches you with eyes like two black pits, and he wipes his hatchet on his robes. Hail, Estremor.
No one comes to Blood Sands without a purpose. What is yours?
I don't know. Tell me more about Ethlic Knoll. We are a druidic order that has been in Twin Elms since Engwithan times. Our founders came from the Light March, seeking a place where we might practice our beliefs in peace, as it were. Unlike most of our grandfather brethren, we seek answers in the world around us rather than in the teachings of the gods. We believe that all life has power, and that this power can be siphoned and conducted. We are not, as some suggest, madmen and murderers. All our rituals are conducted with the willing participants and through methods that have been tested and refined over centuries. He nods, his black eyes shining. This allows us to create the war paint, for which we are respected, if not loved. Tell me about the ovates of Golden Grove? A dry laugh rasps his throat. Golden Grove? I remember when Erina came up with that name. He gives you a darkly gleeful look. Used to be as green as the rest of the forest, you know. Or more similar than they'd like to admit. We both believe in achieving power without the double-edged aid of the gods. But their fantasy is pure creation. Something from nothing. They blind themselves to the fact that all life, from the mightiest dragon to the slimmest blade of glass, requires death, and the greatest ends require the greatest sacrifice. I disagree. Our belief is irrelevant. Everything that lives consumes something else, and every death seeds room for a new life. Let's talk about the sacrifices. A guttural laugh rumbles from his throat. We merely believe that, in giving up something of value, the energy from that sacrifice can be diverted elsewhere. It is not so different from what folk practice all over the world. If you want to turn the soil, sail a ship, or move a cart, you must expend energy. He smooths his robes. But we're best known for our practice of kith sacrifice. This is the most potent form of sacrifice because it releases the most energy. We distill the essence of an entire soul into raw power that can strengthen the body, fortify the soul, and extend life. More than a little different from sailing a ship, Kenna squirms. An interesting perspective, even so. The Glanfeldens are never half-hearted in their superstitions, are they? That's all I wanted to know. Farewell. I don't know if accusing him of murder might lead to combat, but I don't relish the idea of having to fight my way out of here. I mean, I kind of do. It would be interesting, strategically. But the big place, and I imagined it would cause everybody to go hostile. Then again, killing Seamok and his band of people didn't cause anyone to go hostile, even though it seemed logically like it should have made everyone hate me.
I'm on the trail.
Now here's something.
The petitioner before you is swaddled in loose-fitting robes. Her hair is greasy and matted. A glossy film of sweat and grime coats her exposed skin. She has the swollen features of pregnancy and several missing teeth in her big, grinning smile. As you approach, she slowly turns to you and examines you from head to toe, smiling the entire time. "Joyous day to you," she says. Despite coming from a wary body, her voice sounds resonant and relaxed. "I am Naka, midwife and lorekeeper." Her hands run across the slight bulge in her belly. She rolls her head back and sighs a relaxed purr. "Are you feeling well?" "Flawless," she replies. "Apologies, I should be left to my meditation. The rite of strength is invigorating, almost overwhelming to the senses." She reaches down and cradles her belly in her hands and turns away. Oh, that's suspicious. It appears to be the entirety of the Blood Sands, and short of accusing the Archdruid of murder and possibly causing a ruckus, I think I've done everything I can here right now.
Hey.
Many blessings, traveler.
Certainly.
Many blessings, traveler.
Maybe there might be new dialogue here since the folks from the Blood Sand mentioned or I was allowed to ask them about this place, which implies a connection between the two. Apparently not. Check out Old Song. I can't remember if I've been here yet. Doesn't look familiar. Oh, Hylea's Shrine. Excellent. I was expecting that to be in the Northweald or something.
We can't stay down here. Someone must go to the nest eventually.
Two wood elves, a man and a woman, wear colorful robes embroidered with a matching emblem, a winged egg. Apart from their clothing, they couldn't be more different. She folds her arms and continually scowls at the broken walls around them. He, on the other hand, mutters prayers, his shade-dappled face as tranquil as a cloudless sky.
Just how are we supposed to worship the Sky Mother from among the weeds, hmm? This is a disgrace.
Calm yourself. We should be grateful that she protected us from the winged terror. Besides, even here we have a visitor.
I received a vision from Hylea. She bid me speak with you about the menace that settled over her temple.
A vision from the goddess herself? What a rare and fortunate blessing.
This kind of surprises me that they just assume it's the truth. On and squints at you. Our vision did not reveal that the menace is a dragon, yes? She steps back and gives you a long look. To be honest, I expected the Sky Mother would summon a whole flock of warriors to fight this monster. I fear so few will be like sparrows attacking an eagle. But if Hylea has tasked you, then who are we to doubt? Onwin is right, however. You must prepare yourself for a powerful and crafty foe. The nest and the dragon are perched atop a mountain beyond the Northweld. Oh, okay, so it is there. He points northward along the path. Follow this trail into the wilderness, and then look for another path carved into the cliffs. May the Sky Mother's blessing aid you. Anything else I want to ask you? Sure, let's ask about the dragon. Doesn't seem to be anything that would lead to knowing if it has a weak point. Has this sort of thing happened before? Never. On our order, or our order would have started to resemble the fangs a long time ago. I don't know what the fangs are. Can you tell me anything else about the dragon? Nothing. Right. We truly wish we could tell you more, but we, like the rest of Hylea's faithful, were running for our lives, and we were more fortunate than most. Perhaps there's a reason this has happened now. She scowls. Let us be clear. You suggest that there's some misdeed in our midst? That we've committed a crime against our goddess or some other and received our just punishment? That's not actually what I was intending to do. Onwin, please. He lays a hand on her shoulder. She shakes his hand off. I don't know why these things happen. Why our own mother goddess allowed her scores of her followers to perish among the flames. She narrows her eyes, speaking between her teeth. And if you ever discover why, I invite you to come back and tell the rest of us. Alright, that's everything I wanted to know.
This chill gets down into the bones. I wonder what's in there.
Let's find out, Canna. The pale elf searches you with ice-blue eyes. She shifts and knits her fingers together. Welcome to Noonfrost. Most of the temple is currently closed for sacred ceremonies to Rimmergrand. She forces a smile and waves to the eastern doorway. The shrine is to your right. You're welcome to make your offerings to Rimmergrand there, but the rest of the temple is off limits. Alright, bye-bye. I have no interest in making a offering to Rimmergrand. Not unless I end up having to do an offering to every one of the gods, which would be irritating, but I'll just work on Hylea first. I'm gonna assume this Galawain's Maw is just gonna be a temple to Galawain.
My mother-in-law's house was ominous.
And just for that, similarly, I'm thinking maybe Burial Isle will just be for doing a quest for Andra, if that's the path you decide to go. So I will just head straight up into the Northfield.
The figurine. It's glowing.
Oh, also we'll make some progress there. Paid the hireling is $450.
Hello? Hello?
Ready, Watcher.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Selmes metu.
Hey.
I'm ready.
Yes? For Takoa!
Ready, Watcher.
Tracks, long and shallow, head east. They're spackled with blood. Arrows crude and fletched with bright feathers protrude from the corpse. I feel like I'm supposed to be able to loot the corpse as well, or at least the way it highlights makes me assume I am, but I can't because of that. Oh,
Laying low.
maybe there's nothing. The inscription on this altar, almost unreadable, under a layer of thick moss. A homage to Hylea. Tracks and bloodstains continue further east.
Certainly.
I didn't even read that, I clicked it. This spear, broken in half, has ornate Glanfathan etchings along the two halves of its shaft. The wet wood shows dent-stained green with moss, probably from impact against the river rocks. Track and bloodstains continue to the east. Over here, hurry! Okay. Gwyneth hides in the tall underbrush. Twigs poke out of her hair. Chunks of dried mud cling waist-high to her leather leggings. Quiet. Keep low. Oh, right, this is the woman from the bar who recruited us to help with something. I don't remember what. Take a look, she points up the ridge. My friends are up there, over the lip of the hill. There were signs of battle at the camp. Gwyneth nods. Her lower lip? Okay, I think that... Normally, it's me just stumbling over my words, but that's actually just clearly an editing error. Gwyneth nods, her lower lip crushed beneath her teeth. I wasn't fast enough. Pox-ridden fangs. Magran, burn them all. How did the fangs get here? Gwyneth looks down to her feet, shaking her head slowly. I cut a decoy path, set up false campfires, and dusted over every footprint I could find. It didn't slow them much. Okay, what's going on? Fangs must have caught the scent and rushed the group. She begins to run her gloved fingers over her hair and stops. The pressure snaps one of the twigs stuck on her black curls. Some of my friends are still alive, but the fangs have them surrounded. The expedition, Gwyneth brings her hand up to the pommel of her estoc, or what remains of it, has taken cover in some ruins above these cliffs. The fangs must be toying with them, or letting them starve a bit before the next attack. We need to act or they're as good as dead. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Maybe you can find a way around the fangs. There's got to be another way up that ridge. She wipes away the sweat from her brow, her glove leaving behind a dirty smudge. You aren't dressed like my men. Perhaps you could try talking with the fangs? They might not think you're with us. She grabs your hand, squeezing it. Please help. I already have enough friends to bury. Gwyneth releases your hand and crouches down in the vegetation, blending back into the brush. Here they are.
Tread carefully, Estramore.
An elven woman stands beside a stag, petting the great beast on its neck. As you approach, the animal jerks its head in your direction and rears up. Stillness, the woman orders the stag, pulling on the skin of the stag's neck until it ceases to buck. Easy now. No need to fight. Yet. She turns to face you. One ear is missing its top half, and many battle scars raise her otherwise smooth skin. More foreigners, more unclean feet trampling on our lands, more blood to feed the trees. She shakes her head. You should not come here, Estremor. Her hand moves to one of several blades strapped to her hips. If you are here in our lands, it is either to steal from us or to aid those who would. She gestures to the north at the ruins of the Engwithan buildings protruding from the underbrush. Dear wooden mercenaries, looters, can you hear their panicked whispers? Leave this place at once, or we will kill you when we finish with these Estremoran. I don't want to lie. I'm not really a friend of Erglunfad. I've just done what I needed to gain discussion with them. I kind of wish there was a threat option to be like, look, stand down so I don't have to kill you all. But failing that, I guess we'll just kill them all.
Selmes metu.
So we start with this one. Ooh, she's got a lot of health.
Ready, Watcher.
Shed no.
Following your lead. Let's.
Hey.
Yes.
Ready, Watcher. My bow's ready. I'm ready.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Oh, I do not like dominate. Why does everybody dominate?
I wish you.
Mois. Ix. Hana.
Ready, Watcher. I'm ready. Adovidore.
I wish you.
Following your lead. Let's end this.
Why do you have your bow equipped up? One of the many reasons I hate dominate. Why do they always switch to the ranged weapon when they get confused or dominated? It's so annoying.
You're not.
I'm ready.
Not a free action. Don't think so. Not standard.
Board.
Shed no.
Ready, Watcher. After him.
Hey. You're not.
I'm ready. Board.
Following your lead. Your
Took more damage, particularly on the Grieving Mother and Etomac than I expected, but not particularly difficult. Oh, unique bow. Closer look at that. Hunting bow. Accurate 3 with +1 perception. That's interesting, because perception on weapons I do know stacks with perception elsewhere, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's as good as the Masuk hunting bow having 2 different weapon or damage types. Might be better for her. Yeah. I particularly want her to be more accurate. Goes from 75 to... Oh, Praymaker is not usable by Cypher. Only usable by Ranger. Oh, that's lame. Class restrictions are unnecessary and stupid. Are these part of the Fangs? These mercenaries? Stop! Friend or foe? The man in blood-soaked armor points his blade at you as his wounded and wary comrades flock into position behind him. Oh, I think these are the people we were trying to rescue. A trickle of blood runs from a cut on his brow down to his neck, staining a locket worn on a gold chain. You're not Glanfathan. He tightens the grip on his sword's handle. By Magran, friend or foe, I said. Calm down. I think I'm a friend. Sword still pointing at you, the man gives a sideways glance at his companions and nods. The mercenaries lower their weapons. A rare and welcome sight. Friends this far from home. He lets the weight of his sword lower his arm. He gives a concerned look to his mercenary company. Look at us, hiding in the rocks and holding in our guts. He points south. The Fangs. They've bloodied us, and now we're trapped. Gwyneth sent me. What happened? Resourceful girl. The captain huffs a chuckle before returning to his humorless frown. We assume the Glanfathans killed her before coming upon us. I'm relieved she's alive. Doubly relieved she sent help. He rests his sword, still caked with blood across his shoulders. The tribesmen ambushed us just as we made camp. The fight was a lopsided slaughter. Esmer stares at his feet as he finishes this thought. In the melee, someone tripped through the campfire. We were lucky in that regard. The stench of burning flesh and the choking smoke obscured the scene, and a few of us managed to withdraw. We ran to these ruins to regroup, but now we're trapped. The face painters are just south of our position, and they have us cornered. No doubt they're happy to let us starve while they rest and rebuild their strength before attacking anew. His left hand idly toys with a locket worn around his neck. Seems this is where we will be making our last stand, he mutters as he clenches the gold ornament. I mean, I've dealt with them. Esmar blinks and arches his eyebrows in surprise. All of them. He creases around his eyes, deepen as his smile grows. The mercenary captain turns to his company. Hear that, boys? Looks like we've got a way out. Get to it. They cheer, their voices kindled with purpose, and spring into march. Esmer raises his fist and shakes it. The locket dances as if jerked into life. The captain nods and gives you one last look before joining his companions.
To whispers and shadows.
Alright, can we talk to Gwyneth? She was right around here, right? Yep. Gwyneth, her gloved hands half buried on waves of her rebellious hair, watches your approach, incredulous. You did it! Her dimples frame a beaming smile. She lets out a sigh of relief and wags her finger at you. We'll be chanting your name back in the gift. Everyone will know what you've done for us, I promise. She scratches her cleft chin with her free hand and gives you a measuring look. But you're the type to deserve more than just praise. Coin? Weaponry? She rubs her gloved fingers together. Or if nothing tangible suits your fancy, I'd gladly share my skills with you. What's that mean? Sure, I'll learn from your skills. Gwyneth nods enthusiastically. I was hoping you'd say that. She removes the gloves from her hands, stowing them in her back pocket. When you spend as much time as I do in the ruins, you learned... My god, why can't I read today? It's been stumbling way more than normal. When you spend as much time as I do in the ruins, you learn to strike first, and to strike without warning. She holds her estoc out in front of her, its blade parallel to the ground. The key is efficiency of movement. I was granted Dungeon Delver. Neat. She walks you through several footwork drills that focus on the quiet footfalls and measured breathing. Place all your weight on the final step when you're ready to strike. She yells for emphasis and demonstrates with a swift, silent lunge. As you follow her example, she nods in satisfaction. I think you've got the grasp of it. I'm honored I could teach you something new. She half curtsies and turns to take her leave. So what did that do for us? Dungeon Crawler. Dungeon Delver. Plus 0.1 to crit damage multiplier, plus 1 to stealth, and 1 to mechanics. All of those are fantastic. I mean, her stealth so low it barely matters, but the plus 1 to mechanics is fantastic, and an extra 10% damage on crits is also pretty good. But I think I've remember from ages ago learning that 14 is all you need to do everything, so I'm only 1 point off of that. I should really look it up and confirm before I gain too many more levels, because if I get it to... If 14 is indeed the break point where more is useless, then I would want to start putting points elsewhere. Probably sort of stealth, maybe athletics, maybe even lore. It would be kind of interesting. She'd be useful with scrolls with her excellent accuracy, I think, but who knows. Alright. Finish looking around up here a bit. Wonder if you'd gotten a different ability if you'd sided with the Glanfathams. And if that's the case, if it would have been better. All sorts of choices are always interesting, but they're so much more interesting if the game actually tells you you're making a choice ahead of time, rather than leaving it as a mystery until afterwards. This game particularly likes the let's not tell the player what they're deciding, I think. Similarly to how I got a perk for siding with the Dozens, and it's just left me wondering, oh, well, what would I have gotten for siding with the Crucible Knights, or the Dominels? No way of knowing outside of playing the game through again, and who's going to play it through 3 times just to make the right choice once? Oh, a lot of enemies.
I'm here.
Your thoughts must flow deeply. I shall end this.
Oh, that one ran a long way. Alright, just a bunch of cats.
Following your lead. Let's end this!
What's this hammer again? It looks disorienting on hit, bonus attack speed, and shock damage. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I like it.
I'm ready. Permet kong swolias.
Ooh, that was a big hit on Itumek. That's not good.
Ready, Watcher.
And once again, Itumek has decided he's just not engaging either of them. Always annoying.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Alright,
I'm ready.
Oops. Let's see. Make sure it's got some stuff hotkeyed so that I'll remember it exists.
I'm ready.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed. Shed no blood.
Hey.
Ready, Watcher. Got an arrow for this one.
Following your lead. For Takoa!
I'm ready.
Yes. Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed. Shed no blood.
Hey. You're not getting through me.
Ready, Watcher. Got an arrow for this one.
Following your lead. For Takoa!
I'm ready. Permet kong swolias.
These things sure do a lot of damage when they hit.
Be cautious. Be constant.
Over a ground hardened by dry blood and stomped leaves, the corpse of a giant Stelgar crawls with flies. Its flesh has been pierced and cut, as if stabbed by spears and slashed by swords. You touch the dead Stelgar's flank. A cloud of flies stirs into the air, and, suddenly, you feel the creature's remaining essence. The world around you fades away. The pack rests. Rocks shelter the young, full bellies. You turn away and look beyond the trees. The moon breaks over their swaying canopy. A scent in the air stirs a tingling in your mouth. You slide into the shadows, the taste of the hunt filling your nostrils. Light shines on the stones by the water that falls. Prey down below, two-legged, hair like dry grass. It moves near the waters that flows. Thin legs, slow, noisy, unaware. It holds a sharp stick. Two-legged hunter, weak hunter, prey. Closer, prey. Bright moon, prey. Into the dark. Pain on your side. Sharp stick pokes out of your flank. You roar and shake it. It snaps, breaking on the stones. Wet stones. Your blood. Leaves rustle. You look. Another two-legged, another hunter. Thick legs, silent steps. Striped face. Strong hunter. Enemy. You leap, aiming at its neck. It moves, fast. Your claws find flesh, ripping it deep, ripping it down. Wet leaves, two-legged blood. It howls, it fights back. Long claws cut through the air. They slash at your flesh. More pain, sharp pain. You strike, it strikes. Hot blood on your claws. Hot cuts on your chest. The world goes red. Your strength fails. You can't breathe. The two-legged hunter looks down. Wet ground. Our blood. Sharp stick above its head. Bright moon above its head. Strong hunter. The world goes dark. It's just somebody's creative writing exercise, or is this actually relevant in some way?
Keeping an eye out.
Sentinel Ridge. Yeah, I get a sight of that down there, but what does that mean? Oh, there's more fangs. I thought I'd killed them all. Well, this isn't a formation I like if it's going to fall into combat. You come upon a clearing and see a group of Landvathans standing in a circle. Sagani glances from the Adra statuette to the hunters, looking for a connection. Meanwhile, the hunters turn and notice you. Their bows are drawn. Take it easy. We're just looking for someone.
What business does an Estremor have with the Fangs?
Boy, does that sound like Durance to me. They step aside and turn to you. As they do, you see something on the ground behind them. Lying amidst the ferns is a white stag. Dark blood mars its brilliant coat, and its sides tremble with quick, shallow breaths. You feel a presence in the beast, something ancient and familiar. Before you can speak, something lumps to the ground. You look down, and you see the Adra bear, its bright glow flickering.
Arc Shadow.
Sagani draws up beside you, her eyes wide, fixed on the dying stag.
Ah, it must be.
One of the hunters takes a step forward, and Sagani raises her bow, an arrow nocked.
Any closer, and you'll bleed out next to him.
Her voice is low and tremulous.
I never thought I'd prepared myself to meet a stranger. To share the honor and history of my village with someone who had no knowledge of us. Even someone who'd scorn our way of life.
So, Persoq is the stag. It's unusual. I wasn't aware that people's souls could go into animals. Certainly they talked about using animal souls in people to try to fix the Hollowborn crisis, and that turned disastrous, so I would have thought that the two were fundamentally incompatible. Well, if you're going to do this, we've got to hurry.
I was going to tell him about the years of abundance in Persoq. How his granddaughters have hunted caribou, and his grandsons made our walls strong. But he'll be gone in minutes.
I mean, we could heal him. We have magical healing abilities. I hate how rarely games acknowledge that concept. When the bigger barrier appears to be that he's a stag and wouldn't understand you. Unless I'm misunderstanding something, this is implying that the stag is Persoq, right? Or maybe it's a druid in stag form, I don't know. Okay, well, remind him of his impact on Persoq. She kneels by the fallen stag, placing her hand on its head as she begins speaking. He tells Persoq of prosperous decades, of the grain trade that has sustained them through long winters. She recites the stories told about him and speaks of the new elders who have followed in his footsteps. The stag takes its final shuddering breath and falls still.
If you've finished your chanting, we need to get to work before the meat spoils.
Have you no respect? A great soul inhabited this body.
He takes the lusterless Adra figurine.
And it's gone now. What's left is our kill.
How can you show so little regard?
Coming from people who revere stones and long-dead Adra.
She slanders the builders.
Let's all stay calm. There's no need to argue.
You Estremoran are full of useless talk.
Okie dokie. The Waxmaker added. This quest expires in 2 days. Good to know.
Ready, Watcher.
A melee ranger.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Where are you? She can't fit up there. She has to go all the way around like that. God, that's so annoying.
Following your lead.
Oh, right. Every cipher ever has psychic backlash. I always forget about that. Just hoping to kill it. before it can dominate any of my party so that they don't switch me to using my bows. Gonna head forward.
Worth and rock!
I'm ready.
It was probably already dead from the DOT, but oh well.
Shed no.
Ready, Watcher.
How did that archer attack twice in a round? My archers can't attack twice in a round.
Moeth Ixi An.
That Moonwell, yeah.
Let
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed. I wish you know.
I'm here. After him, East.
Hey,
Always nice when the music works and isn't at 1% of its volume for no discernible reason, as so often happens.
following your lead.
I like the combat theme.
Let
I'm ready.
I'm here. After him, East.
Shed no.
Oh no, I've lost reputation with the Fangs moderate. Do I have? It's got to be, like, terrible, right? I'm neutral with the Fangs. I've murdered 2 of their hunting parties now, and I'm neutral with them. I assumed for sure I'd be at terror like I am with the Dominels. Apparently I'm faintly bad with Ethic Knoll. Don't know how. That's the Bloodsands, right? I didn't really do anything there. Kind of wandered in, said hi, and left. I have 4 reputation for benevolence. Rational and honest at 3. Chie still leads most of the charts, except for damage taken, times knocked out, and hits. Well, her hits have got to be, 949. She's almost has the most hits and most crits. Not quite. She's broken 1,000 crits. I'm surprised Pelagina's hits are so high. Feels like she misses so often.
Slowly now.
Also kind of surprised there wasn't another dialogue with Sagani once the fight was over.
To whispers and shadows.
Let's see what lies this way.
What's in this cave? So, that's a lot of stuff. Nope.
Spot on. Ready, Watcher. Get on.
Shed no blood.
Following your lead.
Walks in as often. Okay. I thought for sure there was going to be more enemies in here.
I'm ready.
Nice.
Kinda stuck over here.
Following your...
I hate how they get to engage me just when I'm walking past them.
Your tail ends here!
Dead on! Que? Stuck! Oh, perfetto!
Oh, I don't know. The poker credits are the only thing that I was really concerned about here.
I shall end this. I'm ready.
Stuck to? Yeah, of course.
Let's end this! Your tail ends here!
I'm ready. Ready, Watcher.
After him, Ichimok!
Hey.
Following your lead. For Takoa!
Finish them!
I shall end this. I'm ready.
Permet kong swolias. Got an arrow for this one.
Hey. Verathus!
Yes? Your tail ends here!
Eyes open.
Corruptor druids. Oh, Devwin. I think that's one of the last remaining hunt, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh? Careful with that!
Ready, Watcher.
Don't like how bunched up I am. Don't seem to have any way to fix it.
I wish you...
Love beyond seek often within wrath.
We selmes metu. For...
Love beyond seek.
Oh, nice. Good job at her.
Beyond seek. Love beyond seek.
Oof. That stings. Oh. I did not think that would be able to interrupt. That's nice.
Yes? Let...
Love be often within wrath.
This thing just doesn't have the range, and I don't want to... Well, just a corruptor druid. Yeah. Need to get over and heal, so...
Freros! Ceres!
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Following your lead. For
Moixiana.
Ready, Watcher. I'm ready.
Looks like we pretty much got this fight taken care of already.
I wish you...
Oh, that went well. Awakened Adra, Devlin's Head. Oh, that reminds me. The Waxmaker. In the southern Adair province of Meganon, the wizard and inventor Galef spent decades creating devices that could mimic magical effects and properties. His fellow wizards viewed Galef's work with disdain, but one area of research intrigued even the elitists, a device that could replicate entire magical objects. The key to Galef's research was an enchanted mold. When Galef died of old age, his remote workshop was eventually plundered by southern barbarians who had been sacking the province for years. All of his work was believed to have been lost. Recently, an anonymous patron has been inquiring across the Eastern Reach for aid in recovering some of Galef's research notes, using leads that were discovered by unknown means. That again feels like an Aloth task. Wish I'd done that before, because picking up that head might have counted as a turn, but oh well. Exceptional clubs, money. I think I've had these Lanthos and stocking boots before. Bonus damage versus flanked. What are you using? +3 speed. Nazitaki. Yeah, Kanna's wearing them. That's an odd one. I don't know why he's wearing them. She's got those. Definitely want those. +2 stealth. Yeah. +2 stealth. Plus athletics and endurance. Yeah. I could see putting them on Chie. I do like her move speed, though she doesn't really need it all that often. When she does, it's crucial. Whereas this would be like nice all of the time, but rarely would it be the finishing, the thing that saves me. Is this working? Hey, I can scroll this again. I'm not going to finish reading it because I kind of lost the train of thought on it, but it's nice to see that bug eventually worked its way complete. I don't know what the hell that was about.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Probably loading a different zone is what fixed it or something like that. Alright, still quite a bit to explore here, but I'm going to call that an end to session 34. Thank you all for watching and/or listening, and I hope you will join me again when I do session 35 next time.